This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program. This is All India Radio. In commemoration of the International Women's Day 2023, in our national program of talks tonight, we now bring you a panel discussion entitled Empowerment in Motion, Women's Education in Goa. The panelists are Prashanti Talpankar, Assistant Professor, DMC College and Research Center, Asagaon, Goa; Deirdre Gokhale, Coordinator, Gera School, Old Goa; Dr. Narayan Bhaskar Desai, Educationist and former Principal of S.S. Angle Higher Secondary School, Kankon, Goa; and Alfold Silvera, Media Personality, who initiates and moderates the discussion.
I raise my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. Famous words from Malala Yousafzai. Hello and welcome to the National Program of Talks. Today, we are in august company discussing empowerment in motion on women's education in Goa. First of all, let me introduce our esteemed panel. We have Prashanti Talpankar, Associate Professor, Jnana Prasarak Mandal's College and Research Center. Hi Prashanti, welcome.
Hi.
We also have Deirdre Gokhale, IGCSE Coordinator at the Gera School and a former Cambridge Professional Development Program Leader. Welcome Deirdre.
Hi.
And last but not the least, Dr. Narayan Desai, an educationist and the former principal of S.S. Angle Higher Secondary School, Kankona.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. Well, I personally feel that having a Women's Day once a year is definitely not enough. I think that maybe is it tokenism. So first, I would like your comments on that aspect, and then we'll move into the aspect of education.
I think sometimes tokenism is required.
Okay.
Because sometimes what happens is if you don't have anything, you tend to forget also.
True.
On the other hand, I think most of the time, if a woman is empowered, every day is her day.
Absolutely. Well said. Yes, Deirdre.
I have the same take as you, Alfie. Yes, every day should be celebrated as Women's Day because that gives me and I think all other women such a good feeling. So yes, Women's Day every day. But of course, one special day, we need to be remembered by everyone.
Yeah, one day in a year does make sense because
Yes.
there are 1,000 things
Correct.
and all are run by women. So that day
Yes.
sums up everything. I think Women's Day has its own importance, has its own place.
Absolutely.
And therefore, we need not take it just as something which is done for namesake. It makes a lot of difference.
Wonderful. I think we're off to a rollicking start as far as this discussion goes. But let's bring the focus on women's education in Goa. Now, Prashanti, you've been a professor in management.
Yeah.
And if you could share your thoughts on, the number of women or girls who have taken up...
No, if you look at the census,
Huh.
the census 15-16, I was just checking up, it says that 67% of girls compared to other states,
Okay.
they take up higher education. In fact, we are first and Kerala is second. This was 2015-16,
Right.
but I'm sure now the
Numbers would have
numbers
gone up.
have increased. And since I'm teaching in college, I know that some of our classes, like for example, BA and all, sometimes you find only 5 boys and rest of the girls in a class of 60. So numbers are increasing. Yes, that's true.
That's an encouraging thing.
Yeah.
Yes, what about the school level?
At the school level, absolutely. Compared to the past, I would say currently, the numbers of girls are definitely at skyrocket level. And
Are you saying there are more girls than boys in the class?
yeah, definitely. I have seen a lot of girls compared to the boys in class.
That's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And sometimes, because there are fewer boys, we may have to get the girls to do the boys' parts when it comes to dancing. But yes, there are a number of girls in the classroom.
Yes, what do you have to say?
In Goa,
Yes.
in particular, see, we have certain advantages. And as Prashanti mentioned about the number, it's not just quantity. In terms of quality also, girls have been doing better in academics. say sports and all other things, no doubt about that. So in that sense, if you talk of empowerment, education in Goa is a mirror.
Okay.
It shows you the image. Yes, here it is.
Ah.
Girls and women, their participation in education and their performance in education, both really draw a very good picture. We are really happy about it. We are proud of it.
In fact, it reminds me of something. Once Dr. Aurora Kuto, she was just mentioning, she said, women of Goa are different from rest of the country, and she had traveled a lot.
Right.
So she said that women, even during pre-Portuguese time, we have seen that even if they are cultivators, they will directly look into your eyes, whether it's a male or a female. It does not matter to her. She will go out and do her work. She will not care. And that spirit has carried on till date. That's why many people feel, outside Goa, people feel that girls in Goa are free-spirited. Definitely we are free-spirited, but it is not where our morality is concerned. It is about our thoughts, our ideas, because we look at ourselves as equal with the male counterpart. Most of the time, nobody tells us that you are a second citizen. So I think that has also encouraged women in the family to say, let my girl go. Boys also, because finally these males who are there, they have their own mothers who have taught them that there is no disparity between girls and boys. So I think that is why in the race of this men and women, we are ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
what you basically said was that women have felt empowered
Yes.
irrespective of what they did.
Yeah.
Whether they were into farming or whether they were into,
Cultivation, fish, selling, anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one way is that, they look at you when you talk to them.
Yeah.
Yes. Professor, what do you have to say to that? Have you seen...
See, it has something to do with our ethos and our culture.
Right.
In any village you go, you will find one Sateri temple.
Okay.
It's actually an anthill. Traditionally, Sater was just an anthill.
I see.
But it's a female representation.
Okay.
And that Sateri brings the whole culture inside. Its
Interesting.
creation, its production,
Yes.
its organizing, its maintaining, its management, it's everything. So that way, our culture, Goan culture,
Yes.
irrespective of that long Portuguese rule, that spirit stands, as Prashanti says.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Portuguese law has helped in a way.
Correct. Because it's, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Common
all
civil
that,
code.
all that makes a part of that woman empowerment in Goa.
And yes, that's a very interesting point about the common civil code.
Yes.
But it would take a long time to explain it to our listeners.
Yeah.
But yes, Deirdre, in your organization, I think there are more women teachers than men.
Yes, in our organization, if you really want me to number, we just have around, I think,
Can count on one hand?
3 male staff.
Out of?
Out of, I think, we're a big whole staff of 50. And we have 3 male staff, actually teaching staff.
Yes.
And the rest are empowered by women. So that's a good number.
Yeah.
But the best part is it's a close-knit community. So
Having said all this, I want to raise a question, not only for Goa, but for my entire India.
Yes.
And that is, okay, government policy is such that women are being given education, they've got scholarship, every level they are trying to say that, your beti padhao.
Yes.
Okay. But are we encouraging society and family to accept that padhao beti? The girl whom we are empowering, is the family ready to accept the empowered woman? Because I feel that there is a gap between that. And it's time that the country thought about it, because what happens is a girl who is empowered gets married and goes to another family. And if that family is traditional, they will say, like in Konkani, we say, Subez hai chad uleta. She's too much.
Correct.
Why is she talking?
Yeah.
Okay. Or why is she taking decision? Because throughout India, you're not supposed to take decision, right? So I feel that there is a gap and we need to seriously think about it. Otherwise, there is going to be a skewed thing, you know. Girls will be empowered and there will be frustration on boys' side and entire society side.
And girls won't have a kingdom to, to exhibit their power.
No. It's not like that. It's
sense.
just going to be conflict. I don't think any girl wants to have a kingdom.
No.
What is required is without conflict, compatibility between male and female.
For example,
But,
what I
yeah.
was trying to say is that a platform,
Yeah.
What is the point if a girl is highly educated,
Yes.
but then finally has to go and spend time after marriage in the kitchen? So that the empowerment through education is not bearing fruit in society.
No, it's
is
not
that
only
what you
that.
were saying?
No. I'm saying something much more than
Okay.
that. It is okay if a girl wants to go and cook in the kitchen, that's fine. Or if a boy wants to go and cook. What I'm saying is a girl, if she gets a higher salary than a husband, now girls hide it. The wives don't tell that my salary is higher than my husband's. Why? Because the family feels bad and the husband feels bad. Okay, there is so much of inferior complex that shouldn't be there. Like if my husband gets higher salary, I don't feel anything about it. But if I get higher salary and my husband doesn't, I don't know whether he will feel good or bad. I'm giving you...
Yeah, male ego, I guess.
So
is
that
difficult
we have to, that education has to spread out now. Because at least in Goa, we have reached at one level. The higher level we have to go.
Yes.
No?
Yeah,
You wanted
because
to say something.
just probably on the same lines. I was just thinking that what ma'am said, grassroots initiatives
Yeah.
is something that has to be taken forward, because if there's no change at the grassroots level, then there's nothing going to happen higher up. So the base has to be really looked into, and from there take it forward. More or less, what came to my mind is that where women empowerment is concerned, in the past there was a fixed mindset of learning, but that has changed since the past couple of years, and it's all about a growth mindset. But what I feel that every home in India needs to have a learning mindset. It's not just for the women, but also for the boys, and learn together, So it's the growth mindset and the learning mindset will take women to another level, or everyone to another level.
So just as a suggestion, when you say policy, you
Yeah.
brought it out. So which, arm of the government would have to look into this? Would it be there is a women's, Women and Child Development, I think?
I think at every
or-
level.
No, there are-
Every level.
No,
See,
where someone has to initiate it.
See, this gender issue
Yes.
is coming to the forefront again and again, because it's not just the question of placing on a pedestal. It's not the question of just a slogan that we have empowered them.
Correct.
What is their participation? And what is the quality of that participation, whether it is recognized or not? I take you to local self-government.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, with 73rd Amendment and 74th Amendment, we gave 33% reservation.
To women, yeah. Correct.
Right? Now, they are participating. There are reserved wards. Once they get elected,
Are they really participating?
are they really participating? This is one. Secondly, see, it's commonly seen.
No, I will just correct one thing. Are they really participated or are they really allowed to
Allowed
participate?
to participate. What I
Correct.
mean to say is this.
Yeah.
Because on paper they are participating.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are issues where even those reservations are decided on the basis of the males losing their wards.
Then
to
it is given
reservation.
to either their wife or
and then
a sister
it becomes,
or
it
mother.
is my ward. And then, okay, I will ask my wife to contest. I'll see to it.
But my
that
decision
now
Sir,
is
sir,
that
I must tell you one. I won't tell you which village or anything. I had gone for a program and I met one elderly lady. She must be 75. And she was the sarpanch of that village. And
Right.
both of us were sitting. I was so curious, so curious. So I quietly asked her, I said, how did you become sarpanch? She said, you know what happened? That we were sitting. My son said, my ward has become reserved and I can't stand for election. And his wife is a government servant, so she can't stand for election. So I told her, and she's nicely telling me, pulling her paddar and all that. She's saying, I told them, why can't you look at me? I will become sarpanch. So she's saying, and then I stood up and I won. So then I asked her, I said, Anne, do you take any decisions? Of course, I have brought him up. I'm going to listen to him. So I was
That's
feeling
good.
so thrilled,
That is
because
good.
sometimes that happens, that 33%, though, we are skeptical. I feel that, and I have seen many women who are coming up. Earlier, they are being oppressed, or they have said that I will take a decision, either their brother, husband, whatever. But slowly they are realizing that their name is also attached and they will be shamed and named. So they are coming first. So
No, we have been doing
have
this
to
in
look at it
terms
very
of training.
positively.
Right.
During our training of elected representatives,
Okay.
we make sure that they realize that it is their power. It's not just for namesake or for statutory purposes. It has been offered to them. It's their right. In fact, it should be 50%, frankly speaking. But okay, 33%. Then make the best use of it. And there are signs now
Yes.
that more and more of women, because now Sarpanch posts are reserved for women.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you will find a number of panchayats where both Sarpanch and Deputy Sarpanch are women. So you can imagine what a change it is that the entire village is led by women.
Correct.
That makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely.
So we
And
are,
therefore-
we are in a good space right now.
Yes.
At least
Absolutely.
go
At least
At least
go
go
wise.
wise.
Yes.
But sometimes it happens, even if you are good, you always feel we need to be better.
That's
And
the space.
definitely there are a lot of things where we have to, like, for example, our education system, like what you have said, it is so by rot that whether it is girls or boys, we just don't use application.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping that new education policy, which says that there should be critical thinking, that all our girls and boys get that critical thinking, and we are in a much better space than right now what we are.
In fact, a funny thing, I was in Mumbai all my life, and this concept of security guards in my mind was always male. Security guards but in Goa when I came, I have seen so many women security guards.
Yes.
So that's a complete change, and I said,
Turnaround.
wow, this
Conductors
is driving.
also.
I said, this is empowerment at
Yes.
another level.
Earlier, it was to be teachers
Yes.
and nurses. This is like,
Yeah.
But now, you
I've
have
seen women
managers in the
Conductors.
hospitality industry, chefs.
Absolutely.
You have not seen coconut climbers?
No, I have not seen coconut
There
climbers.
are women who climb
Wow.
climb the
coconut,
coconut.
and they are.
Oh, I-
And
They manage
consciously
entire
this effort
plantations.
has
They
been
do
made.
so many things.
Consciously.
Wow.
No, in fact, the best part that is happening
Yes.
is in terms of local self-government, at least what I am observing. Now it's a process that every year you have to do the planning for your panchayat.
Right.
It's annual plan, Gram Panchayat development planning, by involving people. So that kind of participatory planning gives a voice to all sections. And particularly, menfolk may be working in cities, towns, anywhere. But women who are literally holding on to village and running the village, if their voice is heard
Yes.
in planning, and that too on year basis.
Correct.
You can imagine what a
And
difference
what
it can
happens
be.
is, I'm not comparing, but what I'm saying is the mindset of men and women is such that women are used to multitasking. They will cook, they will look up, shout at the child, then they will go
Take
and
up
sweep
studies
and
of the other
take
one.
up their, or suddenly, scream at her husband also, what are you reading newspaper for, and doing something else. So she's so multitasking, and that is reflected everywhere. Whereas our men are single focused. So I feel that we have to teach our boys also to be multitasking so that, we come at a level, at par. Another thing which I want to say is it's not only about education, but lot of entrepreneurial activities which are going on, like self-help groups.
Yes.
That has empowered women in
Correct.
Goa. And, even the loans which we get, either from banks or
The government
cooperatives,
schemes, yes.
government schemes, for women, that also has encouraged them, because what happens is many women have their own passion and hobbies, so they have realized that it can be converted, and through that conversion they know that they can get money.
Yes.
And that has helped them a lot.
Absolutely.
And at college levels, what happened? You encourage students to have a market day, bazaar day, and then they realize, I can do this and I can earn money, and they go forward. So it's education plus other policies hand in hand
Correct.
is helping women to go further.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think?
On my take on that would be like, all I can think about is just revamping the curriculum at the school level, because the focus should not be only on rote learning, because we need to prepare our kids for 2030, 2040.
Yeah,
Skills.
so the new education policy
and
is doing that.
We have at the Cambridge program, we have a life skill program.
Yes.
So if we can empower our girls and boys with life skills and focus on life skill development, I think it'll take them forward, like entrepreneurship, as you said, critical thinking, innovation, engagement, reflective thinking. I think these skills with knowledge would empower the entire society.
No, luckily the new education policy which is coming is, from the primary level,
Right up
pre-primary
to.
level, they're planning to introduce and government is trying. We are also very hopeful about it, and at every level we are trying that.
Yeah, we need to prepare our kids.
I think that is where community should step in. What is
Yes.
happening is our policies and their final product, there remains a gap.
Right.
And I think community has to learn to direct things now. Because policy may come in words.
Correct. But yeah, implementation.
So you're saying
Implementation,
accountability also?
that is where that transparency and accountability are
Yeah.
two things.
Yes.
Where woman leadership makes a difference,
Absolutely.
by and large. Because
yes.
running the family, she needs both these things and she practices them. I think in public life, if women are given their rightful share and the status, I think both these things can come in.
Yeah, if they are allowed to take their
yeah.
rightful share,
Right.
I think we
And
can have a equal
I have
society.
always been saying one thing about this. For all such things, Goa becomes a good
Role model.
laboratory. Yeah.
Our
Whether
sample
it's
size
any-
is good.
Yeah, because
And it's
with
not
the
too
kind
large.
of, you imagine,
Yes.
such a small territory,
True.
a state by itself. So any policy, if you want to really see it on the ground and make sure that it succeeds,
Yes.
then it's here.
Pilot
But,
in
Pilot
Goa.
study can
Pilot
be done
in
here.
Goa.
Yeah.
Pilot.
and you can get the results quite
We have
fast,
done this
quite
in the
easy.
past, not about women, but Children's Act.
Yeah.
Correct.
Children's Act 2005 was introduced here.
Yeah.
First it was applied here. And I think many other...
Yes,
others
yes.
think.
I'm sure.
We have, yeah.
I had this thought that why should we have reservation, for certain specific posts for women as sarpanch? That is where I feel we need to get out of that. If all the punch members are elected as women, that would be even more acceptable. Rather than say only in this ward, it shouldn't be that way. What the government is trying to do is trying to ensure that you get some women, at least 1/3 of the
That
people.
is because the environment is not
Correct.
conducive.
So that is where, because when men talk, the only time women are first is when they say ladies and gentlemen. After that, ladies are always left behind. Only when they introduce a group or they're, addressing an audience, they say ladies and gentlemen. After that, ladies are never in front. So, I think what you all have said is on the same lines.
No, it's essentially, reservation, not just...
Right now it is essential. We are not saying it should go forever. No.
Correct.
No, let's create a situation
Where it comes at
Well-
least 50-50, on par.
Exactly.
Yes. And even women, they are not asking for superiority. They are asking for
Equality.
Naturally.
Yeah, and which is
It is a
doesn't...
constitutional
Yeah.
mandate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I hope there are lots of men
Right.
listening to this program. Men who
I'm
matter.
at least lucky that I have men in my life who, believe in equality.
Ah.
I'm sure.
More
I
of the
think
breed.
I think
Just
both
wait
the
for
women
that.
have not allowed our sir to speak now.
No, I don't think that. I think we've been able to.
No, but today, whatever
And-
I am, it is because he's one part of my life. Narayan sir has been part of my life. I've grown under his shadow.
no, one
So-
thing is true, that, when you look at Goa,
Yes.
I must also mention there was a time when women in Goa were depicted wrongly.
Yeah.
Correct.
We have tried to show it by performance that the picture was wrong.
True.
I think this message has to go, and women have proved it
Yes.
through education, in administration, or in almost all walks
I
of
think
life.
actually all walks
All
of
walks
life.
of life. Even in business. Look at our fish industry. The
Yes.
entire thing is run by women.
Absolutely.
So that is something. I think that's the message that Goa can give to the entire nation and to the community at large, that it is possible.
It's
and
happening.
It is to be done.
Yes.
It is
We have to
happening.
build on it.
We mean it, and we have done it.
Correct.
There's a long way to go, we know that.
Yes.
But still, we are here, and this is going to stay.
Yes. So, as we, come to the end of this program, if each of you could, express one wish or one desire which you would like to see before the next International Women's Day in 2024.
I have been continuously, whoever I meet, whether it is a politician, whether it is president, I have not met prime minister, but whoever I have met, I have gone and told them only one thing, that please let us start thinking of educating society to accept empowered women. Because without that, we cannot go anywhere.
Absolutely. Well said.
For me, I've always been with children all my life. So when I talk about that one change, yes, the NEP is there, but it has to be implemented and we cannot waste time. And I feel it has to be rolled out immediately because we need to create a society of critical thinkers, innovators, and entrepreneurs. So yes, change the curriculum.
Excellent.
I would say, anyway, we have been hearing the announcement of implementing of NEP
Correct.
repeatedly in Goa. Yeah, it's high time we do it.
Yes.
And because that will make the whole difference
Yes.
to the community. And certainly women, as they have been doing so well, the next 1 year, if NEP is to be implemented thoroughly and properly, it is they who are in the lead, because the foundational stage that has been introduced, it's entirely women's enterprise.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to thank Prashanti Talpankar, Deirdre Gokhale, and Dr. Narayan Desai for taking time out from your busy schedule and being here with us today, sharing your wonderful and inspiring thoughts. And those of our listeners at All India Radio, I'm sure, will begin to think on the lines that we have expressed. I would like to end, as I began, with a quote by Isabel Allende, who says, "I can promise you that women working together, linked, informed, and educated, can bring peace and prosperity to this forsaken planet."
Wow.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
In commemoration of the International Women's Day 2023, in our national program of talks tonight, you heard a panel discussion entitled Empowerment in Motion, Women's Education in Goa. The panelists were Prashanti Talpankar, Assistant Professor, DMC College and Research Center, Asagaon, Goa; Deirdre Gokhale, Coordinator, Gera School, Old Goa; Dr. Narayan Bhaskar Desai, Educationist and former Principal of SS Anglais Higher Secondary College, Kankon, Goa; and Alfold Silvera, Media Personality, who initiated and moderated the discussion. Produced by Damodar Atlekar of AIR Panaji, this program came to you from the Delhi station of All India Radio.